been a little while, but we have a couple of updates. Update number one, March 19th, my wife and I were blessed with a beautiful baby boy named Ledger. So that's taken a lot of my time. It's been very exciting. He's 4 months now, 14 pounds, solid little dude, love him. But finally getting a little bit more time to go back and work on the property a little bit here. You can see I had about 10 tons of stone laid down here, pretty affordably. I would say it was like 400 bucks. We got ourselves a camper for little adventures, and I'm parking it here on the property as I work on stuff. But the main thing for today is I finally got approval for a permit to put up a large 1,600 square foot garage. So that took a few months to get approved, which is awesome. But now that that's done, that means I've got to clear some trees around where the garage is going to be. So let me show you guys where I have it staked out. All right, so as you can see, we have a stake there, and that's 27 feet and 3 inches across. And then all the way at the other side of the property, you can see that there's a stake over there and a stake this way. That's 60 feet and 5 inches that way. So that's where the garage is gonna sit. It'll sit right next to our well and septic system effectively on this side and line up with the driveway here. And the only problem is this beautiful white oak here that unfortunately is leaning the direction where the garage is going to be, and that means that we're probably going to have to take it down. I did a bunch of research regarding like the root system of the tree, and apparently there's something called a critical root zone of a tree that I had no idea about, and where I have to dig the footer for the concrete for the garage is going to impact that critical root zone area. And what that means is that it'll most likely cause the tree to die. So even if I don't cut it and I still put the concrete pad where it needs to be, it's gonna cause this white pine to die off. So if it then dies off, then it's gonna eventually fall on the garage and crush it. So that means that I gotta take it out. So, but before we fell this main tree, what I'm gonna do is go around today and chop down a lot of the other trees on this side. They're just small guys that are kind of in the way or dead or leaning. I'm just gonna get rid of those now. And then I'll be moving the generator out of the way. So that way when I drop the white pine, it doesn't crush my generator. So that's what we're gonna work on today. Say hi, Jaren. You're on candid camera. We got Jaren here, my nephew, helping us out.
advised.
Okay. So I'm gonna cut into 3-foot sections. I'm gonna have you cut it into 3-foot sections, okay? Does that make sense to you? Yeah. So, you know, cut here, here, and don't hit the rocks with the blade. So, just do one cut and I'll watch. I wanna make sure that you're doing it right. Actually, let me just talk about it real quick. So, always when you make a cut, put the saw up against it first, okay? And then tilt it off a little bit, okay? Then pull the release. So you're button up against, you're a little bit off, pull the release. Then you start feeding, and you just let the blade eat its way through, okay? Now, a lot of times, if it's hanging out like this, the blade might get trapped. So same thing, is if you want to eat it from the bottom a little bit, make sure your leg is back and out of the way. Okay, you eat it from the bottom and then normally alright? Yeah. And now, start it. No, it's already off. So you press the button, yep, and then the trigger. Now you can feel the blade starting to pinch a little. So got some visitors eating the fresh leaves. All right, I'm gonna fill this one. You stick here.
Yeah. Yay!
So here's the big sucker. It's coming down. Well, got the tree on the ground. Thanks for the help from my dad. And now it's just a matter of cleanup. Also took some time today to check the septic system. And turns out everything's still holding water, which is awesome. But it's been pretty dry here, so I'm also going on a little bit of a camping trip with my wife and newborn son. So that'll be fun. But once I get back later in the week, I'll be cleaning this stuff up. Real quick note here. I would say I'm a nature lover, I would argue. And it was a tough decision for me to decide to take down this tree. But when my dad and I cut it down, you can see the direction it naturally fell. And if you notice, there's a pin for the garage. There's a pin for the garage. the other pin is buried under there, and there's the other pin over there. So this thing would have completely crushed at least 35% of the garage, if not more. And God forbid it was in a windstorm or snowstorm or something like that, and I'd be inside there working on something and this thing would come down. So ultimately, tough decision, but it was the right decision to make. I'm going to take a few more of these other ones down over here, but I'm going to do my best to preserve some of these logs, particularly this one, and hopefully be able to turn it into something. Shout out to all the lumberjacks out there and forestry guys. I've been cutting for maybe 2 hours and I'm literally soaked. My entire shirt is soaking wet and I'm just drenched. My hair is actually totally soaked, which is crazy. But shout out to you guys. You guys do not have an easy job. This shit is no joke. But back to it.